Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ed, and if you're new here, I'm here once a week, and this channel is mostly about being single and being retired. Those are the two categories I fit into, so that's mostly about what this channel is. Today I want to talk to you about a health scare I had 2 weeks ago and what I've been through. I thought that I was okay doing outdoor yard work. 2 weeks ago, I think on Monday, I went out to mow the lawn. And this property is, I'm guessing it's in between about 1/3 of an acre to 1/2 an acre. So the front yard is small, the backyard is large, and portions of it are on a slope. So I am mowing this property with a push mower, and there's a couple of guys up the street and around the corner that I've noticed they have tiny front yards, and they get out there on a riding lawnmower. And until this happened, I used to look at them and I would think to myself, why is he doing that tiny yard on a riding lawnmower? The guy comes out, he basically spins around in a circle for 20 minutes and his yard is done. And now I get it, because what happened to me was I mowed the front and back of this property, and then I went and I weed-eated and edged the property. I worked hard on it, and I got out, I think I started at about 10:30 in the morning. And I thought, no big deal, it's 10:30, I can have this all done by 12 noon. I can get it all done. Well, what happened was I got it done, but at the end, I just about collapsed. And what I didn't realize was I was sweating. Now I think by 10:30 that morning or 11 o'clock, it had already gotten up to 90 degrees and I didn't realize it. And I thought I was okay. I drank some water before I got out there, and I was working away. And most of my life when I was younger, I could mow several lawns in a day. It wouldn't bother me. But this particular day, I didn't know I was sweating that bad. And when I stopped and I just kind of collapsed on the front steps, I was soaking wet. I didn't have any strength at all. I was afraid I could not get up. All my muscles were just done. For a few seconds there, I thought I was done. I thought I was checking out of this reality and I was off to somewhere else. I thought, well, this is it. I'm done. This is how I'm going to end. Those were the thoughts going through my head. And then the other thoughts going through my head were, what are they going to do with this body? I imagined the two witnesses at the funeral home coming to get the body and saying to themselves, well, you know how people talk and say, well, at least he died doing what he loved, And I for just a few, and this all happened within a few seconds inside my brain. I was sitting there imagining those guys saying, well, at least he died doing something. I was having a surreal moment there, but I was also trying to figure out how was I going to pick myself up and get in the house, get this situation. I didn't know if I should call 911. I was kind of in a panic because my body just was not working. I managed to pull myself together and get myself up off the cement. I just left the lawnmower out there where it was. I left everything. It was out there just laying in the grass, and I came in and I started chugging water, Gatorade, anything I could find with electrolytes. I had some liquid IV. I poured that into a jug and I was chugging this stuff. Then I got all these wet clothes off of me that were soaking wet with sweat. I changed clothes, and I would say, I don't know if this is my imagination or not, but it felt like for the next 30 minutes I kept sweating. Even though I was indoors in the air conditioning, I just kept sweating and sweating, and I all these thoughts were going through my head. Like, is this my kidneys or what is going on? All these thoughts were going through my head as far as what I did wrong or what's wrong with my health. Just crazy thoughts, and I just kept chugging liquids, trying to get myself cooled down, and it took a long time. And the next thing was, it's been a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now since I had that episode, and I haven't been back out there since to work on the property. We're in the time of year where the heat has taken over, and it's high 90s here, close to 100 just about every day. So I'm not going out there. I'm just looking at it, and I'm letting the grass be a little bit long because of the heat. It's going to turn dormant anyway, or yellow or brownish yellow, whatever it does this time of year. And I'm hoping that I can get away with not mowing it anymore. But one of my strategies is to maybe mow the front lawn one day, the back of the property the next day, and see how that goes. And then the next day, go around and trim the property, weed eat, all that kind of thing. I'm thinking about that kind of strategy. I remember an old guy across the street from my parents when I was growing up. He used to be out there working on his lawn every day, every single day. And I would scratch my head thinking, why is he working on his lawn every single day? He works on it constantly. Now I'm starting to understand that maybe he could not do everything he wanted to do in one day. So he stretched it out over the week. And now I'm starting to understand why these guys up the street, these old guys that are my age or older, are on riding lawnmowers, because this heat is a huge factor that I just never have paid attention to before, because it's never bothered me before. But now that I've collapsed out there and it scared the heck out of me, I'm sitting here still not back to normal. I still don't feel normal yet. I'm getting there. It's been a slow, I've been chugging the vitamins and chugging the electrolytes and trying to eat better and get myself back to normal, and I'm still not there. I'm almost there, but I still don't feel normal yet. And it has been a struggle also with doing this channel. I am struggling with the channel. I don't get enough feedback. I don't know what people want me to post about. I've kind of lost my way with this channel, to tell you the truth. And I really didn't feel like doing a video this week. I have been just exhausted from all this, that when you're exhausted, you just don't feel like doing anything. And that's the way I've been for the past week. And I'm looking at the channel, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, why did I start the channel? What the hell was I thinking? All these kind of thoughts are going through my head right now because I'm struggling right now. And I'm sure, I know that every other YouTuber goes through this, but I am really struggling. The channel feels like it's just flatlined and it's not going anywhere. And I am struggling with all those internal thoughts of failure and you're not good enough and what are you doing, and the whole bit. It just is a struggle for me right now. I really didn't want to do a video. This is number 52, and I thought, this whole time I was going through this health thing, I thought, well, that's it. I'm just going to have 51 videos out there and I'll just leave it. I don't want to give up. It's just that this is a huge struggle for me right now. Everything is a struggle because I'm just not feeling good, mentally or physically. So I'm trying to concentrate on my health, try to eat better, get fruits and vegetables down me, and plenty of liquids and rest. One other thing jumped out at me during the week when I was trying to recover was I follow this guy on YouTube called Dr. Berg, and I ran across a video. He talked about fatigue and why older people get fatigued a lot, and it's because and this jumped out at me because I have these symptoms. I have GERD, I have acid reflux, and so I take antacids. And he was saying that was the problem, was people that are fatigued don't have enough stomach acid. And that's been an issue with me all my life. And so when I try to go to bed and get a good night's sleep, I was chugging down these Pepsid AC pills before I went to bed so I could get a decent night's sleep and my stomach wouldn't bother me. Well, I ran across his thing and it was just like he was talking to me directly. He was saying that antacids are the enemy because, and it sounds backwards. It sounds like, to me it sounds backwards, but he was saying that when you take antacids, your stomach gets to where it doesn't absorb nutrients, because the antacids are killing half of your good bacteria that you need to digest your meals. And that struck me big time. So since all this happened, I've stopped taking the antacids, and I almost immediately felt a little bit better stopping those. And now what I do is I know I have to eat dinner earlier in the day and quit eating and drinking things at least 5 hours before I go to bed. And so I'm turning into my parents, because I remember they used to eat dinner at 4 in the afternoon and they would go to bed about 9 or 10 o'clock. And now I'm facing that. I am struggling with everything right now, and it's mainly because of this whole episode. I have never felt that working out in the lawn before in my life. I have never kind of hit the ground and not been able to get up. It was, like I say, there was a few seconds there I thought I was gone. I thought, well, I'm going to that great groundskeeper shack in the sky, because I just was sitting there wondering, how am I going to get up? I did not have a muscle in my body working. It was just something I've never experienced before in my life. It scared the heck out of me. So now, I hope I can keep getting improving over this next week to where I get more energy and I can get back on the video making track, on making content, because I just haven't felt like it. To be honest, I just have not felt like doing YouTube this week at all. I just don't feel like doing anything right now until I get myself back to feeling semi-normal. And I hope and wish that you guys are doing a lot better than me. I hope your health is great. I hope you're having a good time in your situation, whatever it may be. And do the best you can with what you've got, wherever you're at. And I will see you guys on the next one.